been able to go too many places.
Yeah.
Being the first year of the league and trying to get acclimated myself as a manager, I've been spending a lot more time at the field than I anticipated, but it's been great. As far as kind of seeing the sights, haven't really taken that in quite yet. I know my family's going to come down at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So when they come down, I'm sure I'm going to be forced to go ahead and see the area a little bit.
Why'd you want to get into managing?
Well, it's a little different of an answer, I suppose. Well, I love baseball, number one. I have 3 boys, one daughter. All of them are into baseball or softball. And the daughter's in basketball, which I'll give a shout out to her. She won MVP again for her high school.
Hey.
This was junior varsity MVP of the team, which was yesterday. So that was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
When I moved from Palm Springs back into Los Angeles area, he was like, "Oh man, can you come, be a part of Cerritos College?" And so I said yes. So I went over there and started coaching at college level.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just kind of kept stepping up, but for the most part, it's fallen into my lap, or it's just kind of been in place. Right place, right time, or know the right people, and just seems to kind of just keep developing, going one step at a time in the right direction.
You've played for some great managers. Mm-hmm. The people around here are familiar with Terry Francona. Are you able to take something from those managers, or do you just kind of want to be your own guy?
No, it's just, throughout my career, just learning and developing as a player, my thought process was to build myself the way that I wanted to be built, right? And with that came a lot of knowledge from other people. Some stuff worked, I kept. Some stuff didn't, I put aside. Yes, I do take a lot of what I've learned from each manager being around the game and learning, what not to do, what to do, and try to implement a lot of the things that I've gotten from Bo Mel and from Terry Francona.
You played for a lot of teams. Spent a lot of time in Oakland, I know, and won that world championship in Boston. But we like to talk about the Indians around here. So give me an instance or a time or a place or a play maybe that you remember fondly from being with the Indians.
Okay. All right. We'll talk about a couple, I guess. Number one is when I got called up with Cleveland.
First time
I just got traded over to Cleveland from St. Louis, and a week and a half later, the manager knock on my door and they tell me I'm going to Tampa. So my first impression was, dag nabbit, I got traded again.
Yeah, to the Rays.
Yeah, to the Rays, and I'm asleep. My roommate and I were knocked out. It was early in the morning, so their response to my response was like shocking, because in their mind they're telling me I'm going to the big leagues.
Yeah.
From Double-A, I'm thinking I'm getting traded again, and once I realized that they were talking about me going to play in Tampa against the Rays, then I got up, I'm jumping around, excited, call my dad. It's just that feeling of that's where I want to be. That's where I've always wanted to be. I made it. I think playing against Cleveland, I was with the Royals, and I think Asdrubal Cabrera was at second. Sin-Shu Chu was hitting. He hit me a ground ball into the outfield, and it was a flock of birds. It's like seagulls everywhere. And it's the final inning, runner on second. I'm coming up to throw him out, and it hits one of the birds, and it ricochets off, and it gets by me. The Indians win. I'm just like, this is the first time anything like that's happened to me. So I put up like, hey, does that count? Is that interference somehow? Like, what's going on? And they're cheering, So there's been some pretty cool memories throughout. I say Oakland because as a kid, Ricky Henderson was my favorite ball player. Oakland A's. I have family out in Oakland. I'm a Cali guy.
Right.
That's where I spent the most time in my career. I broadcasted there. And that's typically, for the most part, how it goes. I know I won a World Series with Boston, which I'm very grateful for. So, it, I don't say it. I say it quickly because these are questions that you get often. So you just kind of know the answer, but they're still like, man, I love Boston and I love Cleveland. I came up with it, and my daughter, she was born in Cleveland.
Nice.
My firstborn, when I was a young ball player, my wife and I, we had our first child, and she's from Cleveland. And she's the only one that was born in the actual area that I played in. So
now that you know about managing and you know how it is in professional baseball and when you got to get here and all the stuff you have to do and the strategy and this and that, do you think this is something you'd like to pursue? You think you'd like to keep moving up?
I enjoy it. Like I enjoy every aspect of baseball. I enjoy this side of it. The difference between this side and playing is where it taxes you. This is more of a mental grind. Playing is more of a physical grind. Don't get me wrong. There's some mental aspects, some physical aspects of each side. I don't know. As far as seeing myself do it, like if it comes my way, I'm not closing any doors. Leave all the doors wide open. And if someone asks me to walk through it, why not?
Last question. You've been a part of this brand of baseball for like a month now, and you've seen it, and you've seen the guys that play and the caliber. If I'm a fan, why should I come out and watch the Scrappers play ball?
Well, I mean, you get the first look at future big leaguers for the most part altogether. It's just a bunch of all-star teams put together. When I got here, obviously you never know what you're going to expect or who you're going to have. And as far as players, you can look at the stats, but when you get out here and actually see them play, then you understand, as far as seeing these guys play, you understand why they're here. They are really good. They're really good. And, it's just pretty impressive. I think MLB Draft League did a great job of kind of narrowing down the crop and putting quality players, quality teams out here for scouts, for people to come out and watch. And there's a lot of guys here that have the potential to not only make it into pro ball, but make it to the next level in the major leagues. And there's, you just never know. People develop at different times, but with the talent here, you just never know. You can have some guys be 15, 10, 20 years type of players. But I think one of the cool things for me is, coaching at the high school and college level, at times you have to explain things more than once. These guys are good because as soon as you tell them, they're able to make that adjustment right away. I'm talking about all these guys, and this is very impressive. You tell them one thing or give them a little tidbit and they're able to implement it or do it successfully. You're like, wow, your baseball IQ. This is why you're so good, because you can do this stuff so quickly, and that's why you've gotten better so fast to be able to play here alongside one another. But no, this is a bunch of all-star teams, and it's a really good league.